wealthy Fulani individuals and their relatives increasingly become targets for ransom. The trend, believed to involve local accomplices providing intelligence and logistical support to kidnappers, is creating fear and mistrust among Fulani families across several northern districts. Here's a report by Ilyasu Tanko.
For many Fulani families in northern Ghana, fear is no longer coming only from external conflict or communal tensions, but from within their own circles. A rising pattern of kidnappings targeting perceived wealthy Fulani businessmen, cattle owners, traders, and their family members is spreading alarm across communities in areas including Zabzugu, Saboba, Gushegu, and part of northeast Ghana. Victims are often abducted and held until their relatives pay huge ransom demands, with some families reportedly forced to sell livestock or property to secure their release. Since 2020, more than 40 kidnapping cases have reportedly been recorded across northern Ghana, with an estimated 2 million Ghana cedis paid in ransom. 60-year-old Issa Seidu, a wealthy Fulani cattle owner and caretaker at Bangbampong in the Saboba district, had his two sons kidnapped on separate occasions last year and was forced to pay 170,000 Ghana cedis before they were released.
1 billion. Okay, 1 billion.
They kidnapped the first one and asked him for a ransom of 1 billion. 100,000. I say it doesn't have such an amount. Then they said that so they started bargaining and they asked him to do 70,000. So he paid the 70,000 and they released that one. 3 days later, they came for another one. And they called and then they were communicating through the son's phone. Then they asked him to pay 100,000. He said he just paid 70,000 and he doesn't have money again. They said no. If he doesn't pay, they'll kill the son.
Another victim, Inusa Tijani, who lives in Garinkuka in the Chirponi district, was kidnapped twice but managed to escape. He recounts how he fled from the armed men but says he now fears for his life.
Said when they got to a village, they stopped. One person stopped with him, and 2 people, they were 3. The 2 people went and surveyed the village first and come back. So whilst he is communicating with the 2 guys that are doing the surveying, he's trying to ease himself through the ropes.
47-year-old Isifu Umar from the Gushegu district is another victim. He was taken from his room in 2024 to an unknown hideout, where he was held for weeks and only released after a ransom of 100,000 Ghana cedis was paid. The victim says kidnappers appear to have detailed insider knowledge, raising fears of betrayal from trusted networks or close associates. Fulani opinion leaders have condemned the development, describing it as a dangerous criminal enterprise that threatens social cohesion and safety of legitimate pastoral and business families. Alhaji Musa Bari, a leading Fulani welfare figure, has therefore intensified sensitization campaigns urging communities to remain vigilant, share intelligence, and resist shielding criminals.
Per our rounds now, there are a lot of infos that we get. In fact, it's frightening. So we are calling on our director, National Security Director, and the Interior Minister to map up a strategy that we should engage these communities that are within our border posts, which is very, very important. And then let's support our President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for propagating peaceful coexistence and unity. Let's not use stereotyping, discrimination, and destroy our nation.
Also joining the sensitization tour was the president of the Konkomba Youth Association, Yamoah Titus, who says what began as isolated incidents is now emerging as a serious internal security threat.
We were told that most of the Fulbes who are in this country are not aware. There are Fulbes who are crossing from Burkina and other places. Yesterday we were told that over 3,000 cars passed through Sabo, but the immigrants were not aware. And any other security personnel, we are told that they carry weapons and dangerous drugs while they move and then spread it among the youth. So people around this area, they are alarmed at the rate at which increasingly the weapons are being influxed into this this area. So the national security, the local security setup, the chiefs and other persons will have to rise up so that together we can combat this particular crime.
The trend is deepening mistrust within Fulani communities, where families now fear not only criminal gangs, but also possible collaborators living among them. Ilyas Sutanko reporting from Nalirigo for Joy News.
Now, away from that and still in the Northeast region, the MP for Yagaba Kubori constituency, Mustafa Yusuf, has paid the tertiary education fees of 400 students, including 10 law students and 4 medical students, to support access to higher education in the constituency. The MP also launched the free artificial intelligence and entrepreneurial skills training program for constituents. There's more in the following report.
The initiative, financed through the MP's share of the Common Fund and the other support mechanisms, is designed to reduce financial hardship on families while expanding access to higher education for brilliant but needy students in the constituency. At a gathering in the constituency capital to disperse the support package, the MP addressed the beneficiaries, explaining the selection process and emphasizing that investing in education remains central to the long-term development of Yagaba Kubori.
About 700 applicants put in the application. We vetted, we went through, there was a committee set, and the committee was chaired by the former DC. Then, after we have gone through all the applications, we are fortunate. About 350 of you are here. But there is a supplementary list that we are going to add that will take it to about 400.
The support covers students enrolled in various universities, colleges of education, nursing training institutions, and other tertiary establishments across the country. Speaking to the media, the MP said the intervention is intended to ease the financial burden on students and their families while improving access to higher education.
Luckily for us, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia introduced the free SHS. Majority of them now are now passing and going to having tertiary education, but their challenge has to do with the fees at the tertiary schools. So that's why I decided to use part of my common fund to support them, so that the whole idea is to make sure that we get majority of them finishing tertiary, having tertiary education.
He explained that beyond helping students stay in school, the sponsorship of law and medical students is aimed at nurturing future professionals who can contribute meaningfully to the area's development.
I've also instituted a law scholarship program. That law scholarship program is a full fees that I pay. All the tuition fees that the beneficiaries, students, is being catered for by myself. So currently we have 10 law students pursuing various LLB programs in various institutions in this country. We also have medical scholarship program. In the medical scholarship program, we have 4 students also being beneficiaries.
In a further push toward youth employment, the MP also launched a free artificial intelligence and entrepreneurship skills training program for all constituents. The program seeks to equip young people with modern skills, innovation tools, and business knowledge needed to thrive in today's technology-driven economy.
There are soft skills that you have to possess, employers look for. And if you don't possess such soft skills, it is a disadvantage to you. So I'm trying to make sure that students from this constituency, they have those soft skills. And that is why I'm collaborating with TIDU to ensure that majority of them, by the time that they finish, they have all the basic IT skills that they are supposed to have.
He further encouraged students to remain committed to their studies and make good use of the opportunity, stressing that education remains one of the most powerful tools for transforming communities. The initiative is being implemented in collaboration with Tildu, a digital online training institution. Director of the institution, Yamoah Boafo, also spoke to the media.
It's going to be a virtual class, but we've optimized our systems in a way that joining a class will be very easier for you. You don't have to install Zoom. You don't have to install any additional software. When you log into your student portal, you can join the class, right? And we have our own video communication service that will translate you to a teacher to perform the live class. So after each class, in case you miss a class, you can download the class. You can download the class and rewatch the session every time. So we've done our best to optimize the communication to deliver efficient streaming.
Beneficiaries and their families have welcomed the gesture, describing it as timely and impactful. Many praised the MP, saying the intervention will significantly reduce hardship and allow students to focus fully on their academic pursuits. From Yagaba in the Mampurgu Mwaduri district, Elias Sutanko reporting for Joy News.
Artificial intelligence is no longer a technology for the future. It's already changing classrooms around the world. And in Kumasi, teachers are now being prepared to embrace the digital shift. The Ghana Science Association at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology has organized a 2-day special training workshop for senior high school teachers aimed at helping them understand artificial intelligence that can improve teaching and learning. More in the following report.
Experts at the workshop say teachers who fail to adapt to artificial intelligence risk being left behind in a rapidly changing educational world. Head of Department of Food Science and Technology and former president of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology branch of the association, Professor Jacob Agwenohevi, says artificial intelligence should be seen as a tool to support human intelligence, not replace it.
A tool should not make you lazy, but it will make you do things faster or better. It doesn't mean you are going to throw away your human intelligence, but you make use of that tool. Suppose you have hammer to crack a nut. That doesn't mean you will not work again, but the hammer makes it easy for you to crack the nut. So the same way, we have been writing, but now we type with computer, isn't it? So things are evolving. We used to have a phone which is all in manual. Now we have smartphones. AI, this technology, is the same way from different levels. These tools have come to help us to do things faster and smarter.
He also cautions against overdependence on technology.
So responsible use is where we need to watch and be guided.
Chairman of the local organizing committee, Dr. Emmanuel Ahene, describes artificial intelligence as one of the biggest technological changes in human history. According to him, artificial intelligence can help teachers prepare lesson notes faster, simplify difficult topics, and support students with different learning abilities.
Artificial intelligence presents us that enablement to build lesson plans and structure our lesson plans in few minutes. It can also enable us to, deliver or teach very complex topics in our subject matters that we handle in our schools. We can also use artificial intelligence to learn how to create differentiated patterns and methods to help students who are at different levels or ability levels. So if you look at the opportunities that AI brings to teachers, it's quite enormous. Now, there is a huge responsibility on us as teachers, and that is we need to learn how to use these tools and then know how to use them for the work we do so that it becomes of great value and benefit to the younger students we are teaching.
But he warns Ghana could fall behind if teachers are not equipped with the needed digital skills.
Now, the thing is, if we do not equip our senior high school teachers with this knowledge, if we do not embrace this AI technology and its enormous opportunities. What will happen is that our young students will fall behind against, if you would compare them to people in other countries who have already embraced AI in their education.
President of the Ghana Science Association KNUST branch, Professor Alexander Kwarteng, says the future job market will be heavily driven by artificial intelligence.
By 2030, you will have about 90% of the jobs that will be available with AI related, and therefore it's extremely important that as quick as possible our STEM teachers get familiar with what AI is. And we believe that once they get the concept about AI, they'll be able to help them to bring our students alongside with that to make teaching and learning more easier, more friendly. Now we see most teachers are even burdened with marking. It's a huge trouble at the schools because they give a lot of assignment they are unable to mark because of time and the number of students they are having. Now through AI, would it be possible that you can set questions that AI will help you to mark it, to be able to assess the student?
Participants at the workshop say the training will help improve classroom teaching and increase students' interest in science and mathematics.
My expectation is to learn more about using the AI so that I will learn to apply it in my various schools, using it to prepare the lesson notes and applying it's for the people to use it to solve more problems involving mathematics, because mathematics involves more calculation, and hereby the AI is here to help us.
I expect that from the program GSA is organizing for us today, we'll sharpen our skills in using the AI so that we can compete with the international world, and then our learners will benefit from all the things that we learn.
Organizers say the program forms part of efforts to expand digital innovation and scientific learning in schools across the country. A report by Mohamed Nuruddin.
Now, the government's flagship 24-hour economic policy is no longer just a national conversation. In the Bono East region, municipal and district chief executives have put pen to paper. Contracts have been signed to kickstart the 24-hour economy market project, bringing the initiative directly to traders and also people in the region. There's more in the following report.
The Bono East region is known as Ghana's food basket, but when night falls, many hard-working traders have been forced to conduct business in the dark along dusty streets. That is set to change. Today, officials signed agreements to build dedicated, lit and secure markets designed to operate around the clock. Regional Minister Francis Osantwi, at a brief meeting with MMDCs, consultants and project contractors, left a message to all parties involved in government's flagship 24-hour economy markets.
Today, I invited all the municipal and district chief executives to come. I invited the consultant and the contractors. We've signed the agreement. My caution to the contractors is that they are to make sure they work within the project duration. 2, they are to make sure they work within the project budget. And finally, they are to make sure they work within the project specification. Any contractor who violates this will never be handled with ease.
The minister's words were a stern caution to those who will handle the construction. No shortcuts will be tolerated. The government is betting that these modern markets will boost local trade and create overnight jobs, adding that only quality work will be entertained.
Quality has value, so I insisted on quality, and I did that because we want this project to travel for life. We don't want a situation whereby some few years to come, these market structures will collapse. Aside that, people are going to patronize the product. People are going to transact business there. It means that we need to protect the life of the people. So quality counts a lot when it comes to market projects.
The DCE for Techiman North, Adam Kobna Johnson, says the intervention will decongest the roads and provide shelter and utilities for tomato farmers in Chobanam who bring their produce late in the evenings during peak seasons.
As a chief executive, this project is very timely because even in Tobodom, the district capital, as late as 12, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you have traders coming in to park their cargo vehicles. And so it is important that we get a decent place for them to even wash down and even have some rest. This market, 24-hour economy model market, has all of these facilities. So for the people of Tobodom and for that matter, Tichimanov, this is timely and this has come to solve our problem.
As the sun sets on the old ways of doing things, the Bono East region prepares to turn on the lights for a new era of commerce. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Tichiman.
The construction of a 24-hour market project in the Kassena-Nankana West District of the Upper East region is expected to create jobs for the youth, empower traders and entrepreneurs, and boost internally generated revenue for district assemblies. The district chief executive for the area, Stephen Akrugu, said the project would also strengthen local economy and support development. There's more in the following report.
The sword-cutting ceremony for the construction of a 24-hour market in the Kassena-Nankana West District under the government's 24-hour economy policy was attended by the Upper East Regional Minister, Donatus Akamukri, and the Member of Parliament for the Chiana Paga constituency, Nichema Bila Alamzi. The market, which will be located in the district capital, Paga, will, in addition to stores, include a daycare center, a clinic, police and fire service posts, and a branch of the Women's Development Bank. Speaking at the sword-cutting ceremony, the DCE for Kassena-Nankana West District, Stephen Aike Akrugu, described the project as a great initiative. He said the market, when completed, will help the district assembly in revenue mobilization to support community infrastructure and maintain public facilities.
This 24-hour economy market, we will have cold stores, we will have a meat section, we will have warehouses, we also have administrative offices, then you have a parking space, waste management area, you will have restaurants, you will have a gym facility. Upon completion, the facility will provide a modern and conducive environment for trading activities, improve commerce within the district, create employment opportunities for the youth, empower traders and entrepreneurs, and equally enhance in the internally generated revenue for the assembly.
The MP for the area, Nichema Bila Alamzi, said the market would become one of the most beneficial projects in the district because of its strategic location near the border with Burkina Faso.
Most of the Burkinabes, the products that we'll be having, economically it is going to help us as a district, and it is going to help our market women. And I told them to take advantage when the project is done. They should take advantage of the market that is in Po, that is in Manga and Co, because I grew up here and I know that they do almost everything in Ghana, and it is going to make sure that the economy will grow here as a border town.
Some market women who attended the ceremony expressed excitement about the prospects for the new market and the economic opportunities it is expected to bring when completed.
This market, though it has not yet started, by even seeing the way the car they saw and was pouring the sun, we are very, very excited. Our market is too crowded. We have no place, and that is where we get our daily bread and take care of our offspring, our children, and they the men themselves. But we shouldn't forget of the loan. We need a loan to support ourselves in the market.
The project is expected to be completed in 18 months. Reporting for Joy News, Albert Sorry, Paga.
Let's head to the Upper West region now, because the Laura MC, Soyo Cecilia Noratu, says Laura is making gains in the fight against crime but prosecutions are suffering because victims often refuse to testify in court after reporting offences. She also raised concerns over pollution in the black voter linked to illegal mining activities in Burkina Faso. Rafik Salam has more in this report.
Laura municipality is calmer this year. According to Municipal Chief Executive Madame Cecilia Soyele Nurotu, crime rates are down with only isolated cases of cattle rustling, domestic violence, and petty offences reported.
The municipality is generally peaceful and calm. Crime is generally on decline, except for a few cases.
Madame Cecilia Soyele told the Assembly, crediting the Municipal Security Council for staying ahead of threats.
The Municipal Security Council has been reviewing the security situation regularly and implementing strategies to deal with criminals and to forestall any eventuality.
But the Laura mayor warns that public reluctance to back up police investigations is letting offenders walk free. Complainants report crimes, but when police make arrests and ask for testimony, many go silent. The result, cases get dropped, and the police commander says frustration is mounting. Madame Soyele Cecilia called on assembly members to educate them on seeing cases through.
The police commander is becoming frustrated with the continuous discontinuation of reported criminal cases. People are quick to report crimes to the police, but immediately an arrest is made, an invitation is extended to the complainants to support investigations or give testimonies during prosecution. They become reluctant. This makes it difficult to pursue criminal cases to their logical conclusion.
Meanwhile, fears over pollution of Black Volta River have crossed borders. After viral videos spark alarm, Laura Music inspected Dipe and Bagri and found no illegal mining on the Ghana side. Investigators have traced the source to Wassa village near Dano in Burkina Faso. The issue is now with the Upper Regional Security Council, RECSEC, and the Environment Ministry.
During the meeting, it was established after some visits to Dipe and Bagre that was no mining along the Black Volta in the Ghana belt. However, the source of the pollution was from a village around Wassa in Burkina Faso called Dano. This issue has been reported to the Regional Security Council and the Minister of Environment, Science and Innovation for further action.
There was also a win for security forces. 2 vehicles carrying dynamite, cyanide, and tramadol hidden under foodstuffs were intercepted. 2 suspects are in custody.
These vehicles are currently under lawful custody awaiting prosecution. There are all kinds of rumors out there regarding these criminal cases. I have instructed the police to ensure that those who violate the laws of the country are investigated and made to face the full rigors of the law.
And in healthcare, Laura Hospital now has a second doctor after a new medical director reported for duty. But the Assembly says it is struggling to pay doctor motivation packages and is appealing to the MP to step in and keep medical staff from leaving. The Assembly also successfully elected Assembly member of the Turu electoral area, Jesus Gano, for the second time as its presiding member. So, while Laura streets may be safer, the Laura mayor say lasting security and healthcare will depend on public support and cross-border cooperation. Reporting for Dway News, Rafik Salam, Laura.
You are still watching from our correspondent right here on Joy News. We have more stories for you after this break.
My name is Albert Sorry, India Sun, India Name is
is Edwin Official. I am Graphic Salami Wa.
Ghana Police Service is facing potential legal action from artist Ibrahim Muhammad.
He and his team were attacked by members of the Black Maria.
It's all over Ghana that a diplomat has been beaten to pulp.
Ibrahim Muhammad is a peaceful citizen. If you do this to him, what will happen to some of us?
That DSP Jalil is a dangerous human being.
He's a controversial person within the police service, and every policeman can attest to that.
One of the police officers saw me and I could see a sense of caution and fear on his face. He went to them and he said, do you know who that is? I said, that's Ibrahim, the guy that the president gave the diplomatic status. And then he said, oh, and so what? These people, they really don't care about any of these things. They are just power drunk.
That we have for you. Do all these things for you, and we won't turn back to you. Okay?
The first thing was a punch in my face, and one of my teeth got broken immediately.
I was really assaulted by the police today. You can see how they broke my tooth.
There's data we collected from 2016 till now. There's been 9 police brutalities. Guess what? Not even one person has been convicted. Do you believe you're going to get justice?
My whole adult life, I never cried before. When this thing happened, that was the next time I cried in my life. Why? Why?
By midday, the day has spoken. Stories have broken, events have unfolded.
We call on government and cocoa board to pay our cocoa farmers immediately.
Now it's time to take stock. This is Joy News Today. As it happens, as it matters to you, from Accra to every region, from parliament to the courts, our correspondents are on the beat, bringing you the latest developments, verified facts, and the context behind the headline.
This authority is not going to be tough for the men. This authority will not affect the suffering unemployed youth.
On Joy News Today, there are no fragments of speculation, but a clear picture of where the country stands right now.
Because of Galamsey, Ghanaians voted against NPP for NDC to come and do better. But the better now,
so you can stay informed, stay connected, and stay ahead. Joy News Today on Joy News. Independent, fearless, and credible.
Name is Edwin Official. I am Graphic Salami Wa.
Let's do some more stories now. WA's long-delayed court complex remains incomplete 26 years after construction began, despite claims it is 90% done. Parliament's Judiciary Committee, after inspecting the site with consultants, Sylvester Derry accused contractor Project 7 Limited of misrepresenting progress on the project, which is expected to house high-end circuit courts. There's more in the following report.
The court complex never had an easy run. Contractors missed deadlines. Construction stalled. At one point, then Chief Justice Sophia Akufo visited the site, certified the structure was sound, and work resumed. What followed became a 9-day wonder. The contractor disappeared again, citing unpaid bills. Weeds took over the site. The unfinished courtrooms doubled as pens for sheep and goats and a hideout for suspected criminals. Meanwhile, litigants kept crowding into the same small old courtrooms. Frustrated by the snail's pace, authorities terminated the contract and handed it to Project 7 Limited. Work restarted a few years ago with a target, commissioned the complex as a pattern gift during the 2025 Ghana Bar Conference in WA. That deadline came and went. Contractors now say the project is about 90% complete, but when members of Parliament Judicial Committee visited the site on Monday, they didn't see it. Led by consultant Sylvester Derry of Northwest Consortium Limited, the MPs toured the site and came away unimpressed. The work didn't match the claim, and the structure wasn't even disability friendly. An angry committee chairman, Nkoko MP Joseph Rempong, voiced what everyone was thinking.
I'm highly disappointed because what we were told in Accra is not what we are seeing here. All the members here will attest to that, because we were told the work was 90% done somewhere December last year, and we are in the 5th month, and look at the state of the building. Besides that, this building is not disability friendly, and it is in our bylaws that every building must be disability friendly so that everybody can have access to the building. But that's not what we are seeing here.
Ranking member and Laura MP Bidzeden agreed.
And so we knew that if those outstanding certificates were paid, it will give liquidity to the contractor, and the contractor will now be able to complete the remaining work before submitting his final certificate. And so we were coming to see that in addition to what had been done before he came to complain to us, after payment, he will complete the rest of the work. That's not what we have come to see. We have moved around the building, and even the building itself, the main building, is still not complete. Not talk about the surroundings, the additional works. We have seen the additional works which are supposed to be done. But the main building that we thought would have been complete, it should have been completed.
Zabzugu MP Umar Al-Hassan had a mixed reaction.
We have inspected, we have observed, and now my appeal to my other committee colleagues is that anytime you approve, try and visit site to ensure that whatever they come to tell us in Accra is what is actually taking place.
What angered them most was the absence of the contractor, Project 7 Limited.
And so the disappointment is that contractor is not here. He has pocketed his money, but the remaining, we'll deal with him when we get to Accra.
We told the consultants that they should make available to the committee the IPCs which have been paid to the contractor so far. It is when we get the IPCs that we can determine the level of work that has been done and the payment that has been effected. And if payment has been made and the work has not been done, then we'll surely take the contractor to task.
Until then, the old story continues in crowded rooms, shouted case calls, litigants waiting in the heat. The complex was meant to end that. For now, it is just another abandoned site with a 90% completion claim and 26 years of broken promises behind it.
This is the Wa High Court complex, which was started some 26 years ago. This is a project that several millions of Ghana cedis has been paid into. They have given to the contractors, and yet the project hasn't been completed. It is a wish of the Parliamentary Committee on Judiciary that the project should be completed before the next budget hearing. Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam.
Now, the MC for Offenso North, Caesar Ofosu Echampon, turned his personal residence into a festival ground as he hosted hundreds of mothers from all electoral areas to commemorate this year's Mother's Day. The women, many of whom walked miles to attend, did not leave empty-handed, receiving bundles of cloth and heartfelt appreciation from a leader who called them the most important creatures in society. Anna Sabit has more in the following report.
It was not a political rally. It was not a town hall meeting. It was simply a day of joy. Hundreds of elderly mothers from all the electoral areas of Offenso North Municipality made their way to the residence of the MC, Caesar Ofosu Echampon, and they did not leave empty-handed. In commemoration of Mother's Day, the MC donated pieces of high-quality cloth and goodwill items to every single woman present. For many of these women who have spent decades taking care of others, being taken care of felt like a dream.
Missy Yankopon Bamo, Nadum, Nyansa, Chase, offense enough. From my yina, ya the young ponchna, the young bamo, and may say young coupons or money yansa on the map. Nana, Mahamano, on for me, Masida, I don't say.
Addressing the gathering, MCE Caesar Ofusua Champon explained that celebrating mothers isn't just about days on a calendar, it is a necessity. He described mothers as important creatures who shape societies through their children.
If it is their day, we need to celebrate them. And me, being the representative of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I have to step in for the president and then call all women, especially widows, those people that we think they are vulnerable. I call them into my residence to come, let us eat, and then we give them some small gifts that we have. The idea is to sense a message of belongingness.
The joy in the room was undeniable. For these mothers, the value of the cloth is appreciated, but the feeling of being seen is priceless.
I'm very, 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 very happy. If there is a word about happiness, I would have used it, because we've seen different party come, party goes. But this is the very first time we've seen something like this. And the program was very successful. All the women are happy. And to be able to celebrate Mother's Day with this number of women is something we have to be grateful. And we are very happy and very grateful to the Honorable MCE for honoring us.
From the laughter echoing through the walls of the MCE's residence, it was clear that this Mother's Day will not be forgotten anytime soon by the women of Offenso North. For these mothers, the cloth they are taking home is more than just fabric. It is a symbol that their years of labor and love have not gone unnoticed. Anna Sabit, Joy News, Offenso North.
The Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Amelia Arthur, has issued a stern warning to premix fuel operators in Yeji, Pru East, declaring that any sale of a 4 gallon of premix fuel above the approved 200 Ghana cedis will result in immediate arrest and prosecution. She said this during an inland fishery tour of the district. Correspondent Anasabit has more.
The shores of Yeji are usually alive with the rhythm of paddles and the hope of a good catch. But recently, tension has been brewing not on the water but at the fuel pumps. Premix is the lifeblood of the fishing industry here. Without it, canoes don't move and families go hungry. But a new threat has emerged not from the late currents but from price hikes at the landing beaches.
Premix and Tekra, Yabu 550.
We are over 450 running after the same premix. We the women folks ask a friend how to get this premix to go fishing and take care of our families is a huge problem, so we need you to come to our aid. Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development Amelia Arthur, who is on a courtesy call to the community, delivered a blunt ultimatum that echoed across the lake. Her message was clear. The approved price for a 4 gallon of premix fuel remains 200 Ghana cedis and not a peso more.
Said they also turn premix and then a market will say CI. Anyone
who sells the premix above 200 cedis per 4 gallon has gone against the law. We urge the fisher folks to report them to the authorities for necessary action to be taken.
More reporting my sometimes the Supreme Base Nebano, Tankano, Ebia and soon to do a was a woman, and also Sabanasa, Krata, or where was a
tanker do not also come with the 13,500 liters of premix. If it comes with less than that, don't sign the documents. Report the matter to us so we deal with the company. The minister also addressed the recent delays in fuel supply, assuring the community that the government is committed to restoring regular supply. The Member of Parliament for Pru East, Emmanuel Kwekubuam, doubled down on the warning. He added that tanker drivers caught in the act would face the same consequences.
It is a premise in a fantasy about why pay. Sa fantasy no, and it's a surprises no.
If we all agree on the 200 Ghana cedis maximum, 200
cedis maximum,
it will help all of us. But some of us want to make too much money at the expense of the public. So we still urge you to report such individuals to ask for the right action to be taken. For the fishermen of Yeji, this warning is a welcome relief, but many are waiting to see if the words from Accra will translate into action on the ground. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Yeji.
Now, before we go, a business executive and philanthropist has covered the bills of 12 patients at the Yendi Municipal Hospital and provided meals for more than 300 patients and staff. Nathaniel Adams Jr., Chief Executive Officer of the 7A's Consortium, said the initiative was to mark his 50th birthday and stemmed from his awareness of financial challenges faced by patients in the area.
Dr. Nathaniel Adams Jr. has worked in the Eastern Corridor of the Northern region for decades and has supported communities with projects including boreholes and health facilities. He said the latest gesture was part of ongoing efforts to help people in areas where access to healthcare and basic service remain challenging. Speaking at the event, Dr. Nathaniel Adams Jr. said, having lived in the area for most of his adult life, he understands the difficulty many residents face in meeting medical needs.
I come and share with the sick. I know the challenges that people go through because of my relationship with the hospital. And yes, today, we just done with breakfast. There are people who didn't have supper. Yeah, they are supposed to have drugs, take drugs today. And they had breakfast, good breakfast. We've served over 300 breakfast. Lunch is ready. We are serving lunch and we'll serve supper. Patients, we are serving the health workers as well as the caretakers of those patients who are here. And I am also happy that I have been able to impact or support them. This is what we have done. So far, we spent over 30,000. We're taking care of 11 critically ill people. And we believe that God would bless them and grant them healing to come out of the hospital.
The Municipal Director of the Ghana Health Service, Joanna Kwaku, said Dr. Adams has been a consistent source of support for the health sector in the municipality.
Dr. Nathaniel called us in celebrating the 50th birthday, and he wished that he could celebrate with the clients who are on admission and also do some donation for the needy or the special cases. Personally, I was so happy because it comes once in a time. It's not every day you have such opportunity or every day you have such thoughts from an individual. And he's somebody who have helped us and keep helping us. He drilled boreholes in some of our facilities, mechanized them. He also worked together with other organizations to do so, for which he done. He also supports us with his care track where we have mass long-lasting net distribution. We have huge consignment to pay. He supports us in that direction. So it's somebody, and also when you knock on his door, it does help.
Some of the beneficiaries were overwhelmed by the gesture, urging that more of such support come to the hospital.
The support, I had it today, I had it yesterday. The support. What support did you get? Yesterday, I gave birth. I have some catheters. The doctor paid for my bills. So I benefit from them.
And we saw them this morning. We were really happy and really appreciate what they did. And then with the initiative and then the support, I think to me like this, I will benefit from it because when I gave birth, my child has a condition and I think they are going to support me with that. And I think if it's going to be a regular thing, it will really help our people because a lot of them come here
and after discharge, how to pay their bills, even how to get money and feed themselves is a problem. So if it's going to be something that our leaders will help, it will really be good for the people here.
And that's how we wrap up the bulletin for today. Many thanks to you for doing the watching, and many thanks to our correspondents for bringing us up to speed with what's happening across the country. I am Esther Esi Nkrumah, and I've been doing this with
Nicholas Ekow Yamoah. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of our program.
I am my name is Sorry in the region, and name is Edwin Official. I am Rafik Salami Wa.
Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to Home Tips with Mira. I get excited whenever it is time for this program because I get to share with you different DIYs, things you can do yourself, home tips and home remedies. So I went to the market, I did my bulk shopping, and here I am with food items on my table. I have lemon, plantain, cassava, cocoyam, and yam. When you go to the market and you buy these things, of course, you can't come home and consume everything in one day. So I'm going to share with you how I preserve these things. Let's go for a quick break, and when we come back, I'll share with you tips on how to preserve these food items. The first food item that we are looking at preserving is yam. Yeah, tuber of yam or tubers of yam. So when you go to the market and you get your yam, the first thing that you have to do is when you come home, just keep it in a cool and a dry place. So anywhere in your kitchen, just locate a cool and a dry place and keep your yam there. Or you can just cut it and, like you prepare ampesi, you cut it into any shape that you want and keep it in the freezer. And back in the village, actually, it's some practice that some people still do, according to my research. When you cut the yam, because of course you can't consume the full tuber of yam, so you just have to cut it into desired sizes that you want to consume. So after cutting it, you just smear wood ash. The ash that you get from burning wood or charcoal. You just smear it on the surface and keep it. Other people also suggest that after cutting it, you just put something like a toothpick. You just dig it right into the yam. Well, I don't know the science behind that, but some people claim that they have used that method to preserve their yam and it has worked for them. If you keep your yam in the freezer before you boil, one thing that you have to do is that let the water boil. Go into your freezer, remove your food item, the yam, and then come and put it straight into the boiling water. Don't let the frozen yam thaw. When I say thaw, I mean it defrosting, the ice leaving it. No, it shouldn't be like that. I'm adding my salt. Now wait for it to cook. The next food item we are looking at preserving is cocoyam. So right from the market, sort your cocoyam out. So the ones that, with this one, the edge is broken a bit, keep it aside and consume it. And then look at this one too, it has bruises on it, so you keep it aside. After sorting them out, make sure you get your black polythene bag and store your cocoyam inside. Okay, everything is in your bag. Tie the bag. And keep it like this in your kitchen, in your storeroom, in an airy place and a cool place. And your cocoyam can be there for as long as 3 months and even beyond. The cocoyam will not get rotten, it will not spoil. So this is a tip that I want to share with you. Make use of your black polythene bag. In case somebody comes and dashes you sack full of cassava, how would you go about it? So first of all, you look for the ones with the broken edge and consume them first. So in my case, these are the ones. Okay, in fact, there are a lot. In fact, it's everything. Right from the market, some people will also say that let's keep it in a bucket of water. When you do that, it can't go beyond 1 week. And what happens is that at times, depending on how the water reacts with the cassava, you know, the water will smell and it will not give the cassava the freshness. When you use it to pound your fufu, you can, you know, have this unpleasant smell from it. So putting it in the water, in a bowl of water, it means you are going to use it like 2 or 3 days. When you are going to do that, then you can keep it in the water. But if it's going to go beyond like 4 days, 5 into, you know, peel it, cut it and keep it in your freezer. Or better still, some people dig the ground. It has to be at a cool place, maybe under a tree, under a shade. You dig the ground and you bury the cassava there. It can stay there for like 2 weeks. Or you can as well peel and cut them into smaller shapes and sun dry them. And later when they are dried and crispy, you can use it for your cassava flour. You can take it to the mill and use it for your cassava flour. In the end, we get kokunte. It's one of my favorite food. So that is how to preserve cassava. So I have lemons here. I bought them from the market. And how do I store them? In fact, if I keep them at room temperature, it will just ripen, and before I realize, everything will just go bad and I'll not be able to consume it within that time. So what I do is that I put them in a black polythene bag and then I keep it in the fridge. I say freezer, it is the refrigerator. Put it in a black poly bag and keep it in the fridge. Tie it so that anytime you want, you will just reach out, take one and use. Of course, when it is in the fridge, the nutrients in the fruits, the vitamins and all that will not be as it is, you know, when you plucked it freshly from the tree or you got it from the market. But you are sure to get lemon that you can be using on a gradual basis. When it is like this, like I said, it can be in the fridge for well over 3 months. So the next food item that we are looking at preserving is plantain. Plantain, in fact, is highly perishable. So when you bring it from the market, it can't go beyond 3 or 4 days. Whilst it is there, you see that it will start ripening. But let's say you go to the market on Monday and you have intentions of using it on Saturday for your fufu. So how can you go about preserving it? So what you do is that you just take your plantain as green as it is and then you immerse it in a bowl or a bucket of water, like I'm going to do. So when you keep it in a bowl of water, what it does is that it stops the ripening process. It can go well beyond like a week, but what you have to do is that be changing the water like every 3 days so that, you know, the water doesn't have unpleasant smell. And you can have your plantain and use it by Saturday and it will still be green for you. So I've drained all the water from the yam. So the yam is ready. Let's see what we got. Oh. It's very sweet. All right, thank you so much for sticking and staying with Home Tips with Mira. And I believe that you have learned about some preservation methods. I know you have other tips that you would want to share. So if you have something up your sleeves, don't hesitate to share with me. Reach us on the WhatsApp number. Share your tips with me. Thank you so much for sticking and staying. Don't forget to watch me on this same channel. And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Stay positive. Bye-bye.
It's 4 p.m. here in Teshi. After more than 15 hours at sea, Emmanuel Mati, a fisherman, and Ernest Notte, also a fisherman, returned to shore